What's good, YouTube? It's your boy JrTheOota. Today we finna be reacting to people who outlived insane prison sentences. Do me a favor, if you're new to my channel, smash that like button, sub up. Let me know what type of videos you want to see. Follow my Twitch at JrTheOota0. We go live every day. Let's get started.
Outlived a life sentence. Welcome back, Charlie here. These criminals were sentenced to decades behind bars, but lived longer than their prison sentences. From people wrongly sentenced to decades in jail, to dangerous criminals set free after serving more than 70 years. First, we have to look at Ricky Jackson.
Ricky Jackson.
Can you imagine being in prison for 40 years of your life for a crime you didn't commit? Well, that actually happened to this man.
Niggas locked him up for 40 years. Niggas locked him up for 40 years for something he... Yo, I ain't gonna lie. I need at least two... I need a billion. I need $1 billion. I need $1 billion, bro. The way y'all did the nigga is so dirty.
When Ricky Jackson was only 19 years old, he was arrested for a crime he did not commit. Police said he took the life of a salesman named Harry Franks. The only evidence cops had was a witness statement from a 13-year-old named Eddie Vernon. Aside from that one witness, there was zero physical evidence. Despite this, Ricky Jackson was found guilty. He was initially given the death sentence, but after several appeals, this was changed to a life sentence. Ricky was sent to prison in 1974. He thought he was going to die behind bars. But in 2013, the witness, Eddie Vernon, broke down in tears. Eddie admitted he did not see Ricky take the life of Harry Franks, and instead was coerced into saying this by cops. It turns out Eddie Vernon never even saw the attack take place. This shocking revelation meant that Ricky Jackson was finally released.
Yo, that nigga needed to be sentenced to 40 years. What the fuck? This nigga, after I just did 40 years, you gonna tell him, after I just did 40 years, you gonna tell him that I didn't do it, gang?
He was given freedom in 2014 after spending 4 decades behind bars. But sadly, this meant he was now an old man at the time. Ricky Jackson was given $18 million in compensation, but some say that's not enough for all of those decades lost. But would you take $18 million to lose 40 years of your life? Personally, I definitely wouldn't. Moving on, we...
Word to bro, I need at least 100 M's. 18 mil only, gang? I need at least 100.
Have to look at Betty Smithy. Betty Smithy is America's longest-serving female inmate. In 1963, this woman took the life of a minor. For this crime, she was given a life sentence. But while she was behind bars, she managed to escape 4 times, although she was caught again every time. Eventually, she decided to stop trying to escape and instead improve her life.
She escaped 4 times, gang. She escaped 4 times. She was on that.
She got educated behind bars and began writing poetry. In 2003, Betty applied for parole. She was rejected, but in 2012, she appealed again, and this time she was finally freed. She spent 49 years behind bars, but was finally made a free woman at 69 years old. Some said she should never have been released due to her crimes, but the judge believed Betty had changed behind bars. What do you think? Is 49 years in prison enough or not? Moving along,
I think 49 years is enough, gang. If you don't learn after 49 years, nigga, shit.
To look at Thomas Trantino. In 1963, Thomas Trantino got drunk. He then got into an altercation with 2 cops and ended their lives. He was arrested.
Nigga off 2 cops, gang.
Arrested a few days later, and in court was given the death penalty. He was on death row for 8 years until 1971. That was when New Jersey abolished the death penalty, meaning that Thomas's sentence was changed to life behind bars. While he was locked up, Thomas wrote 2 books. In 2002, he applied for parole, and, surprisingly, was released. He spent 39 years in prison, making him New Jersey's longest-serving prisoner.
Nah, that's fire. That's fire, though. At least my son, he wrote 2 books. You feel me? Spent 39 years. I don't think that's enough for orphan 2 people. But if he learned his lesson, he learned his lesson. You feel me?
People, especially cops, were annoyed that he was released. But do you think nearly 4 decades is enough for what Thomas did? Moving along, we have to look at Joseph Ligon. In 1953, 15-year-old Joseph Ligon was sentenced to life in prison. You see, Joseph had got drunk and decided to do some robberies. This caused 6 men to be injured and 2 men to lose their lives. Joseph Ligon was found guilty for what he did.
Nigga, at 15? It was nigga at 15. Niggas gave him life at 15, gang. He definitely a ped. Who? This nigga? This nigga right here? You talking about this nigga?
And was sentenced to life behind bars. Decades went by, but in 2016, the law changed. It was ruled that life sentences for juveniles were unconstitutional. As a result, Joseph was released in 2017. He had spent 68 years behind bars, going in at age 15 and leaving at age 83. But here's the surprising thing. Although Joseph was free to go, he refused. He had spent 68 years behind bars and was too used to jail life.
15 to 83. Ooh.
So instead he preferred to stay in prison, which is where he still is to this day. Next we have to look at...
He chose to stay? I didn't even know that, child. He chose to stay? Damn, gang. That's sad as fuck. Cause like, really, what would he do, gang? Let's be honest, Chav. Niggas release him 15 to 83, my nigga. Nigga, you wouldn't even know how to walk again in the streets, nigga.
Surprising thing, although Joseph was free to go, he refused. He had spent 68 years behind bars and was too used to jail life. So instead he preferred to stay in prison, which is where he still is to this day. Next we have to look at Charles Ford. In 1952 this man was sentenced to life in prison and spent 64 years behind bars, all for a crime he did not commit. He was not even at the scene of the crime. He had allegedly taken someone's life. Some said that Charles was profiled by the judge and jury.
This nigga 60 something years for a crime, like, yo, what's up, bro? I ain't gonna lie, this has to be the worst luck ever put upon you, gang. The worst luck ever in life put upon you, gang. Cause how would I be able to live with myself knowing for 60 years, fuck it, 60 years, for 2 years knowing I'm in this bitch for something I ain't do.
Meaning that despite the little evidence, he was still given a life sentence. It turned out Charles's lawyer never submitted an appeal. He was 20 when he went into prison, and was 84 years old when he came out, meaning that he spent a whopping 64 years behind bars. Charles was released into a nursing home as he was too old to look after himself. So while he was released, he basically lost his entire life to prison. When Charles was released, he began crying in court. Next, we have to look at John Bunz. This man is New York's oldest inmate.
I passed
he
away,
ended
no
the life
cap.
of his wife of 17 and a half years. John Bunz and his wife Virginia got into an argument. Things escalated and John used a hammer to end Virginia's life. John Bunz was given a life sentence for what he did. He was said to be released when he was aged 112, but instead he was released early when he was was age 94. He was released in order to get medical care. That's because prisons find it too hard to look after people who are so old. But in 2014, at the age of 94, John Buns passed away. He is still the oldest ever inmate New York has had. Moving on, we have to look at...
I ain't gonna lie, bro offed his wife though. Why are you offing your wife? I ain't gonna lie, I don't be understanding shit like that. Especially you with her for 14 years? You just gonna throw away 14 years and the rest of your life? Come on, gang. Just get a divorce for all that, my nigga. Just get a divorce, gang. You would have been living happily ever after. You would have been living happily ever after. You would have found a new girl, new job.
Harvey Stewart. Harvey Stewart is a man who's been to prison many times throughout his life. In 1951, he
was... Yeah.
Given a 10-year sentence for armed robbery. He was released but was soon put back in jail. This was for ending the life of a man named James Laird. Harvey Stewart escaped prison many times, but was quickly recaptured every time. He was later released in 1985 after serving only 9 years. But only 16 months later, Harvey was arrested yet again, this time for robbing a bank. This guy really does love
This nigga is a menace.
Jail. He served 59 years behind bars and was finally released in 2011. This was mainly because of his old age and declining health. He was 83 years old by the time he was released.
83.
He outlived all of his family and friends, which meant he had no prison visits in over a decade. When Harvey Stewart was interviewed about his time in prison, he said this: "Imagine that, 60 years down in this damn hole. I wouldn't recommend it." Harvey's right. He really did waste his entire life behind bars.
Nigga, you wanna be robbing banks, you think you him, nigga. You thought you was in a video game, my nigga. You thought you was Bonnie and Clyde.
I think this man is proof that crime is not worth it. Next, let's look at John Franzese. John Franzese was a member of one of the USA's most deadly mafias. That is, the Colombo crime family. He soon gained a reputation as one of the mafia's most dangerous thugs.
Oh, this nigga was in the mafia. He was wildin'. You wildin', mud?
He claims to have ended over 50 lives, but he was never convicted for this. Instead, he was given a life sentence for a different crime. That was orchestrating many bank robberies around the USA.
Nigga killed over 50 people and only got charged for bank robberies, gang. This nigga's a demon. He's a demon.
He was given 50 years behind bars. In 2011, John was released at the age of 93. In 2011, at the age of 93, John Franzese was given an extra 8 years behind bars. This was for extortion and loan sharking. In 2017, he celebrated his 100-year-old birthday behind bars, and was released later that year. In total, John Franzese spent over 40 years in the can.
Sheesh.
Meaning that he basically lost half of his life.
Look at this nigga, man. Was he clean? Where'd the TikTok go? On the lease. They cooked me again. They restricted me again because I said I would squeeze. They said they restricted me again because I said I would squeeze. Because I said I'm gonna squeeze your nipples. Name 5 cereals. I said I'm gonna squeeze your nipples, name 5 cereals. Or I'll squeeze his titties, name 5 cereals. Like, come on, bro. I can't even say nothing no more. I'm done talking on there, bro.
I guess that's the price you pay when you're in the mob.
J-Rex, bro, what do you mean, come on? Bro, how am I supposed to know I'm gonna get restricted by saying I'm gonna squeeze your titties, name 5 cereals? It's not even a big deal, bro. 3 days again. It's like the 4th time in a row, bro. Next time, I ain't gonna lie, I'ma just like stay quiet. I'm not.
Spent over 40
I'm not interacting, bro.
years in the can, meaning that he basically lost half of his life. I guess that's the price you pay when you're in the mob. Finally, let's look at James Moore. In 1962, James Moore ended the life of a 14-year-old named Pamela Moss. He was given a life sentence. While in prison, he did various jobs and also got an education. He requested to be released 20 times, but every time the judge said no. That
damn. You nigga requested to be released 20 times, gang.
Was until June of 2022. He was finally released after spending 60 years behind bars. But
yeah. What? Coming, wait.
He is now in full-time care and had to have both of his legs amputated. Now it's time for you to make your voice heard. Comment below, do you think life
I ain't gonna lie, chat, that shit is crazy. Everybody who got a life sentence in this bitch deserved it, but the niggas who got trials for some shit they didn't deserve. Cause that's bullshit. Why am I getting trial for some shit that I didn't do? But www stream, man. Ty, appreciate you for tuning in, my boy. Always showing love, no cap. Ty, if you got Discord, join up my Discord, bro. It's pinned in the chat. W stream. I'll probably go live again later.